This is going to be a review on the Old Town AutoPilot 120, the sportsman model. This has been a great boat purchase for me. I've seen some other reviews. I thought I'd do one to help y'all too, and maybe some areas that others didn't cover. It was very helpful as I made my choice watching other people's videos. All right, from the front, there's a small hatch up front. That's where I have my fish finder battery in there. That hatch measures 5 3/4 inch through my measurements. And so it's plenty big enough to get a 12-volt battery into. You can see down in there, I've got a battery in there. And that's hooked up with Velcro. And as you can see, it would fit in there just fine. Amped outdoors battery. Got Velcro on the bottom. It sticks in there perfectly. Nice flat spot in there to put it down in. That handle up front here, nice sturdy handle, perfect for pulling it. You're going to need a set of wheels with this kayak, and that handle is placed perfectly for that. I'm going to come back to the motor later. It's got 4 18-inch tracks on the side, and 2 in the front and 2 in the back. They work perfectly. I've had no issues with them. Real good placement on them. The boat is got some padding here for standing. This is an excellent boat for standing. A lot of boats advertise that they can stand, but I've been on them and it's questionable, but they say that you can. This one you can stand comfortably with no issues. The boat is 119 pounds fully assembled. The motor weighs 24 pounds. Total capacity is 558 pounds. Usable capacity for people and gear is 415 pounds. A large boat, very stable boat, and with wheels, it's not at all difficult to move this boat. You've got the foot pegs here. These can be adjusted forward and aft, and these also serve to steer the rudder. So hands-free fishing, you can stand up, drive with your remote, and fish. And then just steer with the foot pegs, or you can put the rudder just straight and then steer with the remote that works the Minn Kota motor. So you have a couple different ways to steer. If you're standing up, you're going to want to use the Minn Kota motor to steer. So that's a great option. It's got 2 forward-facing rod holders and 2 rear. Forward ones are excellent for tying a line or taking a fish off. It's got 2 handles here, and one handle on each side. Real good quality, sturdy. Cup holders right next to them. The rear tank well is huge. You can fit anything you want back there. It's I measured it at 43 inches by 25.5 inches. I haven't filled it up yet. I pretty much take whatever I want, and your chances of the flipping this thing is going to be real difficult, especially just on a lake, maybe out in the ocean. You might fall off, but it'd still be tough to flip. But in a lake, you're not going to have much chance flipping this thing. And a lot of times I'll just put stuff back here. I know I should strap it down, but I'm just so confident. But I'll get better at it because I know it can always happen. But it's just unbelievably stable. If you demo one, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this huge area back here with these bungees, single hand release here. And as I mentioned, it's got 2 of the tracks back here as well. This device right here, this comes off with these bungees, and it goes up when you got the motor out. You can put that in place of the motor if you just want to paddle, and it completely covers that hole. Let's talk about the rudder for a minute. It's got the rudder is a extra large rudder. Really helps you make good turns, excellent turns, and it's the rudder sits. The measurements on the rudder is 13.5 inches long by 7.5 inches wide. And then when in the down position, it sits down about 7 inches from the hull to the water. And you control it with this lever right here. Just swing it up and it stows away, and there you go. On this side here you got the paddle holder with the strap, so you just strap your push your paddle in there, and then that strap's right over the top of it, keeps it nice and snug. Next to that is a tackle box, they call it. Nice roomy tackle box. I keep my my remote and my key in there up here, you know, when I'm not using them, just so I don't forget them, get on the water, or take it out for the day and get to the ramp and forget those things. So I just keep them in there along with some other essentials. This area measures 5 3/4 long by 3 3/4 wide. So pretty roomy area. Has a gasket in here, so I would call it waterproof. And it's got the bungees on top, so you can fit tools or whatever you want to put there. The Old Town seat is a big step up from the Old Town PDL seat. Very comfortable seat. Have no issues with it. You basically strap it down here, push it in there, keeps it snug. I've been on it with 8 hours without issues. It just pops up. You got two different, a low and a high setting where you can put it. It's hard to do that one-handed, but it snaps into there, into those settings. The battery box here that comes with this is, I measured it as 14 inch by 7 3/4 inch, and then 9 1/4 inch high. So I've got a 100 amp hour amp outdoors lithium battery in it. It fits perfect. This is it's got a snap to keep it tight in here, and then also a snap down here to keep the top down. So you can see it plugs in right there. The dealer I picked it up from labeled these top for me, so you know right away how they go in there. Something you might want to do just to make it really easy. Take a look at that, and that way you always get it in there correctly. So the battery is great. Right under the seat, you don't even know it's there. And if you get a lithium, it's very light. The cord to the battery comes out the side. I actually had to ask somebody, I feel embarrassed to say, but I had to ask them how you get the cord out of there. There's a little gap right here where it comes out, and then you plug it in right there. Under the battery, it's a drain plug. So you got scupper holes everywhere throughout the boat, and then you got one drain plug in that area right there. And then you also have this hatch here, which allows you to access the boat right there. And that hatch measures 12 inches by 4.5 inches. So pretty good size hatch. We'll get you access in there. You could put your fish finder battery in there if you want. Do a lot of different things. It's just a good option. And once again, it's kind of hidden away underneath the seat, which is good. So let's talk about the motor. It's a Minn Kota motor, the iPilot. The motor weighs 24 pounds. It's a 45-pound saltwater ready thrust 12-volt motor. It works exceptionally well. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. The way you stow, the way you lift and drop it down is just great. You pull this lever here. I'm not going to do it because I got it balanced on this cooler right here. But basically, well, actually I probably can. So it just comes up like that. Here's what it looks like in the up position. You can access the prop if you need to, and take that off if you need to get fishing line or anything out of it. It's very easy to access. This here is what activates the motor when it hits here. And then you've got the kill switch over here that's got to be in place for you to operate the motor. Here's the kill switch. The kill switch is also a prop wrench, serves as a prop wrench, and has a prop pin in it as well right there. I've used it several times when I floated over my fishing line, not thinking that I had a motor now. And a piece of cake to get it in there and take that off take the fishing line off, put it back, and you're ready to go. So just a great motor. No issues with it whatsoever. And I'm not going to go into all the autopilot and the cruise control issues, or not issues, the advantages of this motor, but it's endless. I could do another video on that, but look up this motor, and you'll be very impressed, trust me, on what it's capable of doing. So to get the motor in and out, I can't really do it one-handed, but it's got a handle right here. All you do is you flip that switch up, it releases the motor, and you pull it out to put the motor in. There's 2 pegs at the bottom. You put those pegs in the holder, and then push the motor forward. It clicks shut right into there. It's that easy. Piece of cake to get the motor in and out. And on this side, looking at this side of the motor here, this is where the cord comes off and plugs in right there. Once again, I got top labeled on it, just to help me know which side's facing up to get it in there. So it plugs in there, and then from the battery it plugs in back here. So that's as simple as that is. I can tell you when you run the motor, no water is coming in anywhere at all, period. When you put the motor up, I don't get any water in. I know the PDL has some issues. You will not have that issue with this boat. So it's I've been on it probably 20 times now, and they did an exceptional job with that. And one last thing on the motor, here's the remote. There's directions online how to operate it. I usually just put it around my neck, and a lot of times I'll be standing up and I control steering with the motor while I'm standing. The prop key is right there, the kill switch is right there. You're supposed to clip it onto yourself, and it will work standing. It's long enough, but I can tell you I move around a lot on the boat, and it does get tight sometimes if you're not thinking, or you get twisted, it turns around. So I probably don't use it like I should. And one other thing, I don't have it on here right now, but I have a Humminbird Helix 5 fish finder. I've got the cables coming up right here. They give you a nice through hole fitting here, as well as one that sits behind the motor right down there. And so you just bring it up here into the hole, and then bring it out here, and then mount it right here. Also wanted to show you a better picture of how the through hole wiring comes out from behind the motor. It runs directly behind this metal plate. There's plenty of room. There's a little pathway for it that goes down to the transducer. So it's a pretty easy install with the transducer and fish finder. I wanted to show you, I got the boat on its side now, or hanging, and I wanted to show you the transducer and how that's mounted. And then to flip the mount that comes with it, the Helix 5, flip it upside down, and then it mounts fine. You can see it's right there. It's below this thing here, so it doesn't drag. You can see there's nothing on it where it ever has dragged at all. So it's been working really well. Nice clean. Also, I want to mention I've gone through a lot of flags for the back of the kayak that I haul, and I want to give kudos to Yak Attack. They built a perfect one. It's like a rubbery material. It's gonna take a long time for this thing to degrade. I've got it clipped on here. I got a zip tie here to the back, and then I just clip it right on, and it works perfect. I've gone through a lot of the cheaper ones, and this one's gonna last a long time. This one's 12 by 12, which is Virginia state law, requires that size. A lot of the other ones are not wide enough and won't meet that standard. So kudos Yak Attack, great product. It's worth buying it right the first time. Last thing I'll cover with the boat is there is a video on my channel. I'm kind of new at this, so that's the one other video I had, but I thought it'd be helpful. It's the Wilderness Heavy Duty Cart. So I encourage you to go watch that video. This cart is phenomenal, the best money I've ever spent. It's perfect for this boat in every way, and no issues whatsoever. Well worth the money. Go watch that video and you can see how easy it is to load and unload with these wheels. It's almost like I prefer this to carrying my old 11.5-foot lighter kayak, because this just makes it so easy to get it in the truck and get it out. So that's really it for the review of this boat. As you can see, I've taken the motor out and the seat and the battery, getting ready to stow it away. All I can tell you is this is a great boat. You won't be disappointed. Read some of the reviews, look at some of the other video reviews. You'll see how much people like this boat, and they really hit a home run with it for sure. It's an exceptional boat. I've had a great time with it thus far. But so anyways, the last thing I would say is I got the boat, if you're on the East Coast, I got the boat from Appomattox River Company. Paddle, Virginia is their website. There you go. There's their hat and their logo. Exceptional company, treat you excellent. Family-run company, Farmville, Virginia. Give them a call and look at some of their reviews, and you'll know why they do so well down there. They sell boats like crazy because they treat people good. And I know if I did have an issue, they'd be on top of it. Hope you liked the video. Hope it helps some of you all out in making a decision. Feel free to ask any questions you might have, and I'll try and get back to you with the answers and hopefully help you make a wise decision in your next purchase. Thanks a lot. I want to go ahead and cover the storage solution I've come up with for storing the AutoPilot 120 in my garage. It's up on its side. It's between the two beams in the garage. I run a 2x4 connected with U-bolts on each end, and then two straps hung from these rings, and then pool noodles at the bottom to support the weight of the kayak and protect it, and it gets it up on its side and out of the way. It's a great solution for me, and otherwise I wouldn't be able to store it in here. And I've got two other kayaks in here as well. So we got a lot in the garage, but this is the biggest one, and this system works real good. If you need any more details on it, let me know. Here's the other side.